Today we're getting into my favorite makeup brushes. I'm gonna share with you guys my absolute favorites, just ones that are essentials for me personally that are worth sharing. I have not done a video like this in a minute, so we're back and I'm excited. So I have a bunch. I'm gonna have all these for you listed and linked below in the description in case you miss, or if you wanna shop. And if you guys wanna follow me over my Instagram, you know what to do. Go ahead and follow me over at BlissfulBrii with an underscore, as well as subscribing to my channel. So I have affordable and drugstore. A lot of these are high end and a lot of them I did get in like brush sets. Can buy them individually. I will leave them linked again for you below with the set and the individual. Sometimes it's just worth it to buy the brush set as opposed to the one brush, depending on how much the brush is. Just because I'm using a high-end one does not mean you need to break the bank to have a beautiful application. Although I will say, ultimately, makeup brushes and tools are very, very important and you don't have to break the bank. You can still get a drugstore and affordable version of it, but it does play a major role in the application and the way your makeup actually lays on the skin. Sometimes I feel like it's the actual makeup brush or tool that you're using versus the actual product. I'm gonna start off with tools and sponges, things like that. So the first two sponges right here are my Ride or Dies high-end version, and I also have an affordable version. I love both just the same. Starting off with the one from Beauty Blender. This is the original Beauty Blender. This is just the nude version, and sorry, it's a little bit dirty. I did use it. This is just the original sponge. Love it. Been my Ride or Die for literally years. It's been around for forever. So I will always go back to it. I have the original pink one over there as well. The actual Beauty Blender is so good. It's a little bit pricey, but I feel like it's so worth the money, and it just makes my makeup application look so flawless, so seamless. They're the same size, they work literally the same. They're just a little bit different when it comes to applying the makeup. I notice a tad difference. The AOA Wonder Blending Sponge. I absolutely adore this. Again, a bit dirty because I did use it. I tried cleaning these as best as possible. And disclaimer for the actual brushes, well, I did use them today. So they are a little bit dirty. Do not mind that. I wish that they were perfectly clean for you, but we're gonna roll with the punches here. So this one right here from Shop Miss A is $1. You can get a pack of 6 for I think $6 or $7, I believe it is. But if you get one, it's about $1.90 something. You can't beat it. I really do love them both. They work just the same, but some days I like to alternate. I can literally apply my full face with these sponges, foundation, concealer, a little bit of blush, cream contour, set with powder. Of course, I'll use these. I have been using a different tool now, which leads me to my next favorites, which is the Beauty Blender Pocket Puff. This is such a great powder puff. When I made the switch over to setting my powder with this versus the beauty blenders or beauty sponges, world of a difference. Like, so beautiful, so seamless, so snatched. Like, I do own, I wanna say like 4 of these, and then I also have the drugstore version as well from e.l.f., but I do like these a bit better. So I would recommend these. They are like $12, pretty inexpensive if you ask me. It is like more of that velour feeling right here. We have the softer edge. You can slip your finger inside there or into this little area right here. They're perfect for travel. I use these on clients as well. I just think that they're so amazing, super soft, blends out everything like a dream, and you get left with the most airbrushed finish. Like, it's so gorgeous. It just fits like so perfect in between these areas with the points. It's gorgeous, and I think everyone needs this. I would recommend that over and over again. If you have not set your powder with a powder puff, go do it right now. Next up, I have these 2 kabuki brushes. They're both face and body brushes, and I honestly couldn't choose which one was my favorite, so we have to throw both of them in here. The first one being Nova Beauty. This is their kabuki brush, and it's a face and body brush. It is such a nice, like, luxe brush, but very affordable. It has black bristles right here on an angle, and it's super easy to apply any type of body makeup or glowing products. Fits perfectly in your hand, fits perfectly on the skin, collarbones, neck, whole body. If you want to chisel out the face with it, you obviously could. But I would definitely say that this is amazing for body products. Feels really nice on the skin. Also disperses the most amazing amount of product. And I do like to use this for all of my body glow products, as well as this brush right here, which I actually mentioned in my previous video. I've been using this for a while, and I think this is such a great brush. Fits perfectly in the palm of my hand. It's a bit smaller than this one actually, and I think they obviously both work the same way, but this one has a beveled edge right there in the middle, so it's a little bit easier to grab onto like shoulders and collarbones for just a little bit of glowing products right here, a little bit of highlight on the décolletage. Such a great brush, super, super soft, just kind of mold to your body and just feel literally incredible. So I love this one. This one's by Undone Beauty. We're going to make a dent into the brushes because I think I have like 100. Just kidding. Probably like 20. I actually have a lot of brushes from BK Beauty. They're one of my favorite brands right now for brushes. So great. The quality is just like chef's kiss. Like, this one is for the face, and this is the A506 brush, the Angie Hot and Flashy collab. Just stunning brush. Look at the way that it's shaped. It's a little bit of like a sloped edge. I love this for applying concealer, buffing out the concealer, just making sure that it blends in with the rest of my skin, tapping in a bit of powder. It just fits awesome right here, blending out the excess product, just blending it into the skin does wonders. I love the white hair bristles on it as well. They're all such soft bristles and feel great on the skin. They don't feel like hard or harsh. They all have that really nice soft fluffy feeling. So just saying that now, but this one in particular is awesome for right here. Like, you need this brush. Also, keep in mind, all brushes don't have to be used for what they're intended for. You can take it upon yourself and do whatever you want with these brushes. It does not need to just be for one sole purpose. Like, I have so many brushes that I use multiple different ways, and I honestly apply multiple products with that same brush in the same sitting. So you don't have to use it for its sole purpose. This can be used for wet products, it can be used for dry products. You can do a little bit of powder, a little bit of your concealer. You can even do your contour with this and kind of like sculpt out the skin. You're the artist, keep that in mind. And yeah, I love this brush. I love the way it feels. The bristles on it are literally 10 out of 10 and it feels amazing. The shape of that is awesome. You can do so much with this brush. It's definitely like a multitasking brush. Another BK Beauty brush. I think I'm gonna just go over all the BK Beauty brushes right now because I do have quite a bit. Moving into my absolute favorite one right now. It's been my favorite one since I started using it, is this one right here. This is the BK Beauty 101 brush. This actually looks super similar to the Morphe one that I love so much. Honestly, the Morphe one could be a dupe for this one. The BK Beauty 101 brush is such a stunning brush. I use this for applying foundation, applying my cream contour, and just to like buff on the skin just to make sure everything is blended. You are left with such a seamless finish. It is just mind-blowing. It has the most perfect amount of like denseness to it, but it also blends and is so flexible. Fits perfectly right here to get on your cream products. I love to use this for cream bronzer. I love to apply my foundation first with this. It's a great multitasking brush. A bit on the pricier side, but for good reason. I think it's such a great brand and all of the bristles on them, I've never lost any brush hairs. Like, I've washed these brushes so many times, never felt loose. The barrels all feel so intact. Very nice quality, very heavy duty, but also feeling light. So next one up is gonna be the 105 brush from BK Beauty. This one's more of like a powder brush, also a little bit on the bigger side. You can apply powder, you can apply bronzer. It's just big enough to kind of disperse the bronzer all over the skin, give a bit of warmth. Then I also have the 103 brush from BK Beauty, and this one's a little bit more flexible powder brush. I'm not sure what each one of these are actually called. It's definitely gonna be displayed on the website, but this one is a little bit more of like a flexible brush, a little bit more wiggle room right here and a little bit more like pinched. This is awesome to blend out any contour or blend in any bronzer. If you need to get into other areas that are a little bit smaller or you just want like a light dusting. This one's gonna give more of like a softer kind of distributing of product, whereas this one is gonna be more of a heavier application just because it's a little bit more of a dense brush. The Morphe E63 brush, this is another face brush. I love this. It again is very similar to that BK Beauty one. This I do like to apply my foundation with, but I also like to apply my cream products with it. Any cream bronzers. This fits perfectly in this area of my face. Use it for the foundation, for the contour, all of that. So it just blends right into the skin. Do like patting motions and it just fits perfectly right into here for me. I've really been loving those for applying foundation as well because I don't know, sometimes I'm not feeling a beauty sponge to apply it. It really just depends on the day. I think that using these for foundation literally gives an airbrush finish and your skin looks like, I don't want to say poreless, but it's giving airbrush. Okay, so these two smaller brushes right here are so good. I love this to blend out the powder underneath my eyes, or you can also use this one for highlighter. We have one from e.l.f. and one from Real Techniques. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. I think this one is designed a bit different now and looks a little bit different, but I love this brush. It's inexpensive, you can get it at Ulta. Pop it right in here and blend out any powder. I will go in and kind of apply a little bit of powder to right here. If I want to brighten, I'll use like my brightening powder. Just do a little tap and we're good to go. But you can wipe off the product with this brush and blend it into the skin, and I think it works so amazing. It's so perfect for that. It's also really perfect for highlighter. So if you want to add a bit to the skin or just a bit of glow. This one from e.l.f. is the Flawless Concealer Brush, and again, it's perfect for any powder products or concealer. To use these for both, I actually have two of them right here. One is for powder and one is for concealer. So any type of wet product, I will go in and just kind of buff it in really quick right over here, or I'll use it for my powder and I'll just brush it on like so, or pack it in right here like I would do with that Real Techniques one. And it just really looks so flawless on the skin. If I have any areas I need to kind of touch up, like my smile lines, this is the brush I usually go in with. The Laura Lee flat top brush is such a stunning brush. First of all, the bristles on here, super soft. The L11 brush, perfect for applying foundation. Nice flat top brush, but it's not too dense. I don't really love when a brush is super dense where I can't like move it. Need it to have some type of blendability, so this definitely does the job. You can also clean up your contour with it. If you're looking for a flat top brush, I would say to get this one. I love her whole line and her brushes are amazing. I have these three from e.l.f. Cosmetics, so great. This one is the Putty Blush Brush. Tongue twister. I love this because it's more of that stippling brush and is beautiful for applying any cream and liquid products. Cream bronzer, you can do cream blush, you can also do cream highlight with this or liquid highlight. Such a great and stunning like application. When you're applying, it just like effortlessly glides on the product. I love stippling brushes, such a flawless application, and literally all you have to do is this and it looks amazing on the skin. And I just love a white haired stippling brush. Honestly, awesome for travel because it's a little bit on the smaller side. Next, I have the e.l.f. pointed powder brush. This is great for blush, bronzer. It's a little bit of a point right there and it's not as dense as it looks. There definitely is some wiggle room to it and a little bit of flexibility. I love the way this distributes any type of bronzer or blush. It fits perfectly in my cheek area and it just packs on the product so beautiful, but a very soft finish. So I will use this for any of my bronzers, even dust off any powder. I'll use this as like a finishing brush as well if I just want to add a little bit extra to the skin when I'm all finished. And we have these ones right here, which are dupes for another. So if you don't want to break the bank and splurge on the IT Cosmetics one, you can totally get the e.l.f. one and they do just the same thing. They're amazing. This one right here is the e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. And then we have the IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush. So I love both, honestly, look identical. So you do get the best of both worlds with this brush, the duo brush. You get the smaller brush right here, which you can use to apply foundation. You can use to apply any cream bronzers, of course, again. And the other end right here is a beautiful, smaller, precise brush as well. So this is meant to apply the concealer and it applies it so incredible. Very, very smooth application, so airbrush-like. They both fit perfectly in here. Don't recommend one over the other. They're both amazing, but if you don't want to break the bank and get the IT Cosmetics one, you can always get the e.l.f. one and they do amazing things. I love a dual-ended brush. So these two brushes to apply my highlighters have been ride or die. Either use this fan brush from Laura Mercier or this one right here from AOA Studio, which was $1 or maybe $2. This is the F19 brush, more of that pointed kind of like domed brush. Love this. It's super flexible, applies highlighter, amazing. This could be used for concealer. It could be used to blend out any powder, but I like to use this for my highlighter in particular. It is gorgeous. This is actually from Shop Miss A and it's literally like maybe $2. I've had it for like 3 years already and I've never lost any bristles. The handle's still intact. I really love it so, so much. This one right here from Laura Mercier is more of that like stippling fan brush. Beautiful like transition of bristles right here. We have more of the denser bristles down here and then more of the light bristles right at the top. So beautiful to disperse any highlight. I'm obsessed. You can do it literally anywhere on the skin and it just looks so effortless, so flawless, and just like lay flat onto this skin. So these two angled brushes right here are such great brushes. One is from Morphe and one is from Sigma. Of course, this could definitely be a dupe for this one. This one's more of the high-end one. This one is more of your drugstore affordable option, but they're both angled brushes and they're both amazing. The large angled contour, the F40 brush, white-haired brush, which I really adore white-haired bristles. I think that they apply the product perfect. You don't lack any product. I love to use this for bronzer and contour like it's intended for, but as you can see, it has a little bit of pink on there. I like to use my blush with this as well, so it just fits perfectly on the apple of my cheeks as well as the contour and hollows of my cheeks and just like in this area. And like I said, using a white-haired brush, especially for blush, just gives the most beautiful look. I don't know how to explain it, and it does move with the skin as well. It's very flexible. It's not dense at all. And the Morphe 405 brush is pretty similar, but a little bit shorter in hairs. It is still a white-haired brush, and it's a little bit shorter, a little bit less dense, I want to say, like just a little bit shorter hairs. So this one I kind of blend on the skin, if that makes sense, and then this one I'm more so stippling on the skin. So I just find myself doing this with my blush. And I just love it. It fits perfectly right in this area. For nose contour, I love to use both of these brushes. Morphe, it's the M164 brush. Look at how cool that brush is. It's so tiny, but it does the trick. Like, I love it. It's very, very, very dense. There's not a lot of bristles to it, but it also is pretty long as well, which is awesome for nose contour in my opinion. So I like to just kind of draw the two lines right here. I'll even blend it out with this brush on the side. It's very detailed and very precise, but also not too harsh. There's still a little bit of blendability and flexibility to it, so I really, really love this. The Luxie 162 brush, which is a dual-ended brush again. Love this brush. We have the contour end right here, and then we have the highlighting end right here. They both have a beautiful angle on them, so it's pretty precise and gets the job done. This one is definitely more flexible and fluffy. You're able to really blend out that product. This one right here is awesome for highlighting. I like to use this one down the bridge of my nose. You can also use this for concealer as well, or any detailed areas by like the eye. You can use it as a lip brush or to carve out your lips. You get your money's worth with this one as well. Now I have 3 brushes from the brand Rephr. Rephr? I cannot pronounce it. It is Rephr. That is the brand. I really adore their brushes. I actually use a few more. These are awesome brushes. The bristles on here are such high quality. These are really great for makeup artists. Honestly, all these brushes are good for makeup artists and beginners. Either way, this is a makeup artist quality type of brush. I know makeup artists that do use this, and they're just awesome. Such beautiful brushes, makes the quality of the makeup look like so elevated. And the actual hardware on them and handles are such a great like matte black packaging, and they're just really high quality. So we have the 18 brush, the 21, and the 29. So we have more of a detailed brush right here for eyeshadow. I like to do this to blend out anything on my lower lash line. Such a great brush. Really is so small and precise that it fits perfect. You do a wing with it. You can do it just to smoke out a little bit of brown. You can apply it in your inner corner. Even if you need to do the lips as well, it is such a small, precise, detailed brush. Definitely an essential I feel like everyone needs in their collection, whether you do eyeshadow or not. Like, a detailed brush is very important, just as important as like your contour brush. So I feel like you need this, or if it's not this one in particular, a detailed brush this size, which I have yet to find perfect like this. So that's why I'm recommending it. So great. This one is for eyeshadow. It's the 21 brush. It is more of like that yellow, like these remind me of like painting brushes, like painting, which is awesome because those brushes when doing your makeup actually give the most flawless and seamless application. This is awesome to carve out anything on the brow, great for anything on the eyes if it's perfectly in here. This is great to pack on shadow. Just stunning brush. I like to use this the most for carving out my brows and applying and packing on shadow. The 18 brush by Rephr, and it is a white-haired brush again, pretty small and domed, and it also is very flexible as well. Love this for blending out any powder underneath my eyes, for carving out right over here. Such a stunning brush. Like, I'll use this all over. Distributes the product great, disperses it great, but also blends out awesome. Usually use this one just to like dust the powder or dust product away. I also have these 3 from BK Beauty as well that I forgot to mention. This one right here is the 107 brush, which again is more of that pinched brush right here and has enough bristles that it's not dense, but it's not super fluffy. It's like the perfect happy medium, and it fits awesome into these areas of the skin. I like to apply this to kind of just put on any additional powder, just to kind of stamp on the skin or just dust away any additional powder. So great, it's the perfect size and I love it. These 2 from BK Beauty are eye brushes and they are amazing. Again, I don't really do too much eyeshadow anymore, but obviously these are what I'm going for. And I have so many eye brushes that are sitting next to me. It was really hard to narrow this down. I feel like I'm missing a few as well. These are the 2 brushes that I really love to do so. This one is a travel one, that's why it's smaller. It did come in a travel set, but they do make this one in a full size. So this is the 202 brush and the 206 brush. Beautiful, beautiful bristles on them again. Such high quality. Blendability is just like no other. I just feel like it blends out everything like so awesome. This one is great to just kind of put and pat any color right over here just to give a little bit to the lid. This one's a little bit domed and a little bit fluffier. This one is a little bit more compacted. So this one is great to kind of pack on any color on the outer corner or anything on the full lid right here. This one definitely does the same thing, but it's a white-haired brush, so it just grabs on a bit more product in my opinion. And I like to kind of stamp this one. This is the Morphe M433 brush. I think this is just a staple for everyone to have. I like to just stipple this one on and keep packing on the color, and it's awesome. You can obviously use this into your crease as well. Blends out everything like a dream. And the MAC 219 brush is just a must to run any product down on the lower lash line area. Perfect small pinched domed brush is just beautiful, or to add a little bit of like lightness to my inner corner. Such a great brush. Those are all of the brushes that I have to share with you guys today. Those are just like my top brushes. I still feel like I'm missing out on some. I'm staring over there and I'm like, which one of you did I miss? But these are definitely the ones that I use every day or with the majority of my applications. They're just ones that I cannot put down. I definitely just think that tools and brushes at the end of the day is what makes the application. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it a bit helpful. Let me know what favorite brush you guys have down below. Like, what's your all-time favorite brush? Like one you cannot live without. I think that is all for this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next one.